Hey Taurus, Ali from Indigo Ascension. Welcome to your August 1st to the 15th review reading. Let's take a look. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out your August monthly reading for deeper soul messages and perhaps how this energy is integrating within your life for the deeper healings, the higher consciousness view, if you like. We are smack bang in the middle of retrograde season, so a lot of this healing and higher consciousness is now coming into conscious awareness for a lot of the zodiacs. What does that mean? Well, it's unique for us all. You guys have had a lot of brand new energy coming through and potential, okay? And as always, life is cyclical. Whether we say yes this time around or we say yes next year, it's completely up to us. Let's take a look and see how you have been processing the energies for the first 2 weeks of August. We've had a full moon in Aquarius, which has offered us the potential to release anything that gets in the way of your higher view, of your new path, of your new career, of this new chapter in a relationship, of a new relationship. Take it however it resonates. There's a beautiful energy of freedom that is available to you guys this month. So I feel like it's more so an active choice in the here and now. What I'm feeling with you guys is this continual reminder to stay grounded, to persevere through any challenges, any mirrors that come up that may tempt you away from yourself, away from the higher vision you developed back in April, back in your birthday season, okay? So let's take a look. We also will be having Uranus goes retrograde in this first 2 weeks. Uranus is the oddball. He is comfortable to be himself wherever he goes, okay? And there's a lot of beautiful energy in that, reminding us that we can be free to be self, no matter where we are, no matter what beliefs we have been grown in, no matter what perceptions we've had about any number of things at any point in our lifetime. We really can just be free to be self, and that is developed in the moment, Taurus. All right, underneath all of this, you guys are processing a massive phoenix rising, a massive death of the old ways, old chapters, old version of yourself. You're letting go of the past in a big way, okay? And I feel like this has been like this courage theme has been with you since your birthday season. This perseverance energy has been with you, and that can come colored in frustration, that can come colored in hope, this ebb and flow, this up and down of just knowing that there's something new for me. And that's what's being offered to the collective in many ways. We're all processing deep conflicting energies. We're all tempted with this higher view, Taurus, but we're also simultaneously being pulled back. And what have you learned? Are you really ready for this new? Okay, take it however it resonates. The death card talks about I am learning that endings are merely beginnings, and that can be quite a conflicting energy to be in. A door has closed, another one has not quite opened. It is that space in between that really tempts us back into fear, or it can grow us into courage. All right, in the past you're dealing with the worry energy, okay? At present you're working with trust and intuition, and in the future the relationships card has shown up for you. I'll just put the tarot out. I like the first card that has jumped out for you. It's a deeply healing time for a lot of the collective. Like, I make no mistake, but there's beautiful frequencies available that we can tap into. And I'll say this all the time, it's very practical. You can step in, you can sit down in your car and decide to take a journey, and you've got a number of radio stations to listen to, or none at all. You really can. Just the more we become aware of our energy, Taurus, the more we become aware of what we choose, what frequency we choose to align to. You guys primarily are aligning to a letting go frequency. You're primarily wanting to deeply release stuff. You're recognizing a lot of things that have gotten in the way. You're recognizing a lot of truth bombs that ultimately are fueling this wisdom you have about your path to date, which is resetting foundations in major ways. Like, you're building a new self. Like, this phoenix rising, this metamorphosis can happen slowly over time, yes, but it is thorough. And that's what I'm feeling with you guys, is there's this temptation to dip back, and all that really is just ourself, our ego, testing ourselves. Do you really want the new? How much do you want the new? At what point are you going to choose it? With every single choice in this here and now, in the moment, you know, when life says to you, do you want to do something different? Do you want to change your routine up? Do you want to open your heart to love again? Do you want to go for a new career? Take it however it resonates. The new will keep presenting. And then one day, 6 months from now, you will look back and go, wow, I really have transformed so much. Maybe you're doing that now. The last 6 weeks in particular have been relevant to be able to release the inner conflict you had, okay? About heartbreak, betrayal. The last 3 years in particular is what I want to say. In the past and in the present where you're at, you've really transformed your relationship with thought and how you've made it about really connecting with intuition rather than connecting your mind to worry. We can sit there in the mind. We can sit there in the third eye chakra and really have this human relationship with our mind. And I've made a video about it called the Awakening the Empath, or Awakened Empaths, okay? And I've used the tarot as symbolism just to show all of the collective how this symbolism has continually come up for us in one way or another. We're really letting go of an old way of dealing with the mind, because it's a powerful gift to really transform us. And there is so much information and content out there where you can research and look up people that have really transformed their lives in massive ways. And it makes those moments in our own journeys where we feel completely stuck. And I empathize with this, Taurus. We really don't feel we can change or that life won't change. And that is true because we've stated it. But then if we look for evidence out there, we see many people have changed, that it is possible. And this could apply to anything, your living circumstances, your career, your healing journey, whatever the case may be, your relationship with yourself and your ultimate inner belief in self is what I do want to say is what's been transforming. But you have, Taurus. It's not about, it's not about looking outside of self and watching other people do it. But be inspired by that, But there have been many times in your own life journey where you have chosen trust. You have chosen just this inherent knowing that this is the right choice for me and I'm going to go with it, despite other people saying, no, it's not the right thing. Look back on your journey. And it's always what I say, if we're going to be looking back, look back on to see how far we really have come. And when we're crossed with an opportunity to change, look back on your journey to see how many times you did choose change. All right, you've really balanced the mind here. You've really developed a new relationship with your mind, Taurus. That is the gift. That's the gift of August. And that's perhaps what you're experiencing for this first 2 weeks of August. Like you're probably even going, wow, this time last year, I wouldn't have thought that. I would have been stuck. I wouldn't have processed this as quickly as I have. I wouldn't have said no as quickly as I did, or I wouldn't have said yes. I would have been too scared. I would have overthought it. Take it however it resonates in very practical ways. Taurians are noticing they have shifted their relationship with their mind, and at one point you may have been someone that would dip into worry and stress and anxiety. We know where that spiral goes, but now you are choosing to only focus on the things that you can control, and you're also choosing to have a different relationship with yourself. Intuition is simply self-trust. That's all it is. It's nothing woo-woo. It's nothing, empaths know this. It's a continual battle to choose self and to choose self-trust. In the past, worry, I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome, and by golly gosh, it doesn't, Taurus. Trust is what you've got in the present. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly, and I feel because you have chosen courage, you have been able to put to death anything that gets in the way of you really trusting yourself and what is right for you, whether that comes to love, whether that comes to your life path, your career path. There's something here in the first 2 weeks of August where you're able to really see the relationships in your life for the beautiful gifts that they have been. There's a beautiful opportunity to open to trust and allow new connections into your life, Taurus, as well, where you can genuinely learn and grow from as you release the past, okay? You're going to be seen in a whole new way within the very connections in your life. You will hear them say, you've changed. Oh my God, why do you do that? Why are you doing this? This is like, and that experience can feel like conflict, because you're starting to say no, because you're starting to put boundaries down. Take it however it resonates. There has been a lot that you have learned and integrated, but look, here you are at the center of your reading. You are the King of Coins. You are committed to meeting this new version of yourself. You're committed to this path ahead, no matter how long it takes. And I feel like it's taken quite a while, and You really are putting to death anything that got in the way of you being the highest version of yourself. And that is unique to us all. There's a beautiful heart chakra upgrade here where you're really connecting into, like, look back on the last 5 to 6 weeks, Taurus. There's a journey here that you've taken that has lifted you out of heartbreak, that you have healed something. Maybe you are experiencing this as emotional overwhelm. Maybe you are experiencing an increase in stress, worry, and anxiety. Like, this has shifted alone in the last 5 weeks for you. You're going to be feeling that for the first 2 weeks of August. Okay, there's a beautiful focus on home and hearth and the path you want to commit to, all right? And what has helped has been your ability to identify any BS and say no the minute it shows up. I'm not going to take that on board. That is not mine to carry. It's not my worry to hold. I'm developing this new relationship with myself. I'm developing this new relationship with my routine. So I'm simplifying, decluttering is what I keep hearing. So you're saying no to anything that resembles the old. And I'm going to say the old version of you would have said yes. The old version of you would have engaged conflict. The old version of you would have engaged in this allowing, okay? That is also a risk this month, I do want to say, but there's this empowered energy within you. So keep connecting into that, Taurus, like it's really lighting the fire, and it will persevere you. It will persevere through this month and beyond, even into the next, when's the next Virgo season, okay, is what I do want to say. The next earth sign, like earth is very strong in you. That is the essence of who you are. You've really graduated in the last 4 weeks is what I do want to say as well, okay? And when I say graduation, it's like this night energy has graduated into this king energy. Male or female, you knew you wanted to change. You knew you didn't want to hold back on some level. You wanted to implement some changes. And if you haven't, that's the beautiful gift of August. You're going to feel this conflict, this push-pull of wanting to engage, wanting to hold back, okay? So take it however it resonates. You're going to recognize how you have blocked yourself. You're going to recognize what has been blocking you, who has been blocking you. And you're going to make choices accordingly. That is the best position to be in. It's like the Queen of Swords does not deal with worry and anxiety like we would perhaps in the 8 of Swords or the 3 of Swords, Taurus. That's where we become a prisoner of the mind, prisoner of our thoughts. Like, she really has mastered her perception. She's mastered her thoughts. So she's developed this whole new relationship with the way her mind works, that it is moved from this relationship with the mind where we're constantly experiencing worry, stress, and anxiety to where we're feeling more free because we have trust in our inner voice. Yeah, she's mastered the mind. Maybe you had to get out of old ways by really becoming something that you're not. And what happens then, especially as empaths, when we put a boundary line down, when we say no, when we start making new choices, the familiars, okay, will start to question that and be like, what are you doing? And I'm going to say, it is friendships, it is family connections, it is whatever the case may be. People that are used to us being a certain way will at first be shocked because we've put to death an old version of ourselves, yeah? So if there is conflict, if there is a sense of you wanting to hold back on some level, it is simply because you know that it will affect the familiars. But there's a recognition here that can't go now. They're going to recognize you for who you're growing into. More importantly, you have recognized a need within you that needs to do this, needs to grow into this new version of yourself, okay? I'm not going to say it's conflict-ridden in August. I think you're actually even going to be dealing with any potential brick walls or stops to your growth in very firm, swift, and quick ways. All right? Because you've already internally processed this. You've already decided within self what you want moving forward. I feel this is more friendship and family related, this potential conflict. And you might even find yourself withdrawing from the same old conflicts, whether that appears in family, whether that appears in friendship groups. You will find yourself withdrawing and holding back. And that is certainly an advisable option too, is what I do want to say. But what I also want to say on top of that is don't hold yourself back to the point that you're dipping into an old way of being. All right. The Aquarian full moon has helped you, which happened on the 3rd of August, has helped you to truly release anything that gets in the way of your blessing, of your gift, that this whole journey has been about. And there's been a gift here to really see the dynamics within your relationships and how they've ultimately told you a deeper truth, how you've connected. And when we're not getting something, it's because we haven't connected to ourselves in the same way we've needed others to. Because our human world teaches us to look at the reflection, to look at the mirror, to see what's going on outside of ourselves. Even as infants, we start our life waiting for the reaction, and that's what teaches us about self, yeah? So we grow in that dynamic, always looking for a reflection outside of ourselves, asking, am I okay? Am I enough? Am I worthy? Am I lovable? But when we actually develop that within self, something internally shifts to a point that it can never go back to the old. And when something dies, you know, we can't resurrect it. There's been a lot of courage here that you've experienced through a journey where you've had to let go of the old on some level. And this, if I'm talking to Taurians that haven't really begun this metamorphosis yet, August will be challenging for you if you haven't on some level. And I'm talking about Tauruses that haven't even begun to really think about the new that they'd like to create. You're still stuck in the past. You're still stuck in the old ways of being, doing. But there are certainly other Taurians that have burned the internal fires of courage to really rebirth yourself. And that can happen in little and big ways, okay? And if that's you, you're really looking at things from a higher view this month. August is a beautiful opportunity to, like, you will see, you have shifted your relationship with your mind. You have grown it to a different, another level, Taurus, and you will feel it. Look how far you've come in the last 5 to 6 weeks. It is evident. And maybe the world is reflecting back to you because they've noticed you've changed. Some people like that, some people don't. Only because change fundamentally is something humanity is scared of, because we fear the unknown, because we've never been taught to develop a relationship with intuition. We've only been taught about logic, yeah? And that's the key. When it happens internally, it happens externally. I feel like there might even be a settling process of 5 weeks for many Taurians that are finding themselves that they're embodying this version of yourself that you are super committed to, this other side of yourself as well, the no BS person that's like, nah, it's a no from me, thanks for asking. I'm not going to be engaging in that routine anymore. I'm not going to be engaging in that relationship dynamic anymore. That's not the kind of things I want happening in my life. This is the routine I'm committed to. This is the path I'm committed to. This is what I'm looking for. Like, even long-standing marriages, Taurus, okay? You can completely, like, redefine them in many ways. I could be connecting to Taurians that have an opportunity here to really commit to what and who feels like home, the energy you resonate with. You know, when the 4 of Wands shows up, we're very home focused. We're feathering our nest. We're getting engaged. We're getting married. It's everything that is about the 2 eyes, the 4 walls, the 2 arms I want to call home and what I want to commit to. But I'm like fundamentally connecting to Taurians that are choosing to commit to themselves and the higher version of themselves. This certainly is about marriage and commitment. I could also be connecting into Taurians that have been presented with a beautiful career opportunity that you will commit to, that takes you to that next station in your life. Okay? Becoming your own boss too, working from home is another possibility here. Take it however it resonates. There's something here about really coming home to yourself, Taurus, like, and feeling that. You will feel it, like you're going to feel it for this first 2 weeks of August. You're going to feel it for the month. And if anything disrupts that, it's simply because they're not used to that version of you. There's a settling here so that that recognition can truly take place. But you've already done it on internal levels. That's the Taurians I'm connecting to. I want to finish with a healing card, my love. Let's finish with a healing card. This feels good. This feels strong. This feels like I know who I am, what I want. Like, you've really worked powerfully with the Aquarian full moon. You've let go of a lot of heartbreak. Or at least that was the opportunity, and you can definitely still do that, which is going to get you out of emotional overwhelm. And each of us deal with emotional overwhelm in our own way, but there's something here about putting to death the ways in which we deal with that. It's going to take a lot of courage, yes, but there's certainly Taurians that I'm connecting into that have already done that, and you're feeling the effects of it. Okay? Vibration is underneath the deck. Get clear. You have gotten clear. You've gotten to a point. This is what I'm talking about. I'm connecting into Taurians that have worked out the difference between a cluttered mind, an overwhelmed mind that takes us into worry and anxiety, to Taurians that have developed a new relationship with their mind to the point that you're really working with trust and intuition on a whole other level. And how that ultimately can cloud the connections in our life, especially the relationship we have with self, is what I do want to say. So if you haven't, this is a beautiful time to really get clear about what and who makes you feel like home, is what I do want to say, Taurus. More importantly, the 2 eyes, 2 arms, the 4 walls that are going to make you feel secure is what you're focusing on. A lot of home focus, coming home to self. It's going to help you get clear, to clear the path ahead, to clearly identify what you want moving forward. 41, okay, shows up because we're building new foundations where there's new chapters and new beginnings ahead, and ultimately 4 and 1 equals 5, which is the number of change. It's also the number of spirit. Spirit is really working strongly in your life in one way or another. Your relationship with trust is a spirit energy in itself, okay? That was your message for August 1st to 15th, Taurus. I hope you got something out of that. You're certainly either getting clear or feeling clear. Alrighty. Do check out your August monthly reading for the soul readings, and head on over to Instagram for the weekly quick reads, which I post up each weekend in time for your Monday, Taurus. There will also be an August 15th through to the 30th reading for you posted as soon as I can. But I hope you got something out of that, my lovely Taurians. It looks like you guys are empowered in this new relationship you have with your mind, with your thoughts, this developing relationship you have with yourself, and the potential you have moving forward based on everything you've learned and how relationships have ultimately shaped you. But more importantly, the relationship with yourself is the most rewarding one of all when we really embrace it for what it is. Okay? Enjoy, my love. I hope you've had a beautiful August. Until next time, take care.